we snuck in to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And we met with his name is not Geralt. What is his name? Um, our contact on the inside.
Joffrey.
And he gave thank you. And he gave us a couple different plot things that we can investigate and a couple assassinations that we could do. But anyways, there's a giant party, three separate parties happening on the same night for some sort of holiday. And one is we'll have the vampire lady. We met a vampire lady.
Mm-hmm.
One will have a couple lords, I believe. No, one is military, one is just a douche canoe lord, and then the vampire lady. But we have staked out the vampire lady's party, and which or is it just two parties, or is it three?
It's
There
3
are two.
locations at least.
Yeah.
I think it's 2
Three
Yeah.
parties and 3 locations where we can do stuff. And then the other important bit of information is we made contact with a cult of Yugoloths, which is lead is really too strong of a feels like too strong of a word. Is
Chaired.
chaired, yeah, is kind of vaguely influenced by the son of the guy who is running that particular party, and we
Okay.
promised the souls of all the people in that party to his Yugoloth sponsor if they would help us and give us access to their secret lair underneath that particular castle.
Yikes. Cool.
Yeah. Um, so yes, then we discovered there's a vampire lady. Important thing, we actually met the vampire lady in person and talked to her uh,
And
because
didn't die.
and didn't die because Cell informed her that we were, or
Use psychic
he used
paper.
used the psychic paper. So we got some spy gear. Um, one of which was
Cool.
basically psychic paper from Doctor Who, but Lev hasn't seen it, so he came up with it independently.
Heart of expectation,
No, no,
not psychic paper.
no copyright
Psychic paper.
infringement intended.
No
Uh,
mind flayers involved.
um, but he showed the paper to somebody and said that we were important dignitaries or something, and the guy assumed that we were representatives of the Empress, come to
No,
Oh.
think of.
no. Cell said that he was there on behalf of their Lord and Savior, and then showed him the card and was like, "Oh, you're from the Empress," and they're like, "Wait a second."
Okay. Regardless, we have met the
Decisions were made.
one of the two vampire ladies under the pretense that we were sent by the Empress. So, um, that's a deception we're gonna need to keep up, or not, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
She was hot and bullying a man, which I get.
as one does as a vampire.
I will also say one small retcon. The Yugoloth cult did offer, if you accept their pack, you will learn 20 spells. You will just not have any spell slots to cast them with.
Yeah, you get just 20 pieces of paper, or just
It's
a piece of paper
But
with
say
20
that
bullet
you
holes.
have the ability to cast the spells, but you don't actually have the ability to cast the spells. You just have the right to cast them.
they're NFTs.
Yeah.
That was the joke. Yes.
It's still painful to me.
All right. So yeah, you guys finished at the Noble household. The two locations left to scout are the military party, or the planning for the military party that is going to be held at the fort, and then the cathedral, which is going to be holding a celebration day because it is a holy festival. It is a feast day for one of the saints that sits at the right hand of the Empress. So.
Mm.
Yeah. The game is unpaused. You guys are outside Nash. You'll need. Have you done your? Have you added your character thing?
No, I don't know how.
So you own the token if you go into the actors tab.
Oh, beyond 20 Nash?
Same way as the units. Yeah, Nash. So just add the art to a token.
Okay, where is the... How do I edit that?
If you have the thing open, you click on the portrait, which is currently a big red die.
Yep. Ah, select file, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Um... How do I input a new thing?
You need to, when you have select file open, you need to go to choose file.
If I hit select file, it immediately closes.
Oh no, not select file, choose file above it. Select file is like save. You need to go to choose file. And then that'll do the whole search through your files on your computer.
It's only showing me... Is it because I'm in user data, not core data? No.
Probably. I don't know how your computer's set up, mate.
This isn't about my computer, this is about Foundry and how it works. I don't...
Oh, well,
I
I
can't
just sent
even...
my character art to Lev, and then Lev did it.
You can send the character art to me.
I also have everyone know I turned the air conditioner on, super cold in my room, so hopefully I don't fall asleep today. But we'll see.
Nice. That sounds nice.
I might fall asleep anyways, cause I like it when it's cold.
Yeah. So I don't wanna start until we get Nash's token thing.
We're waiting for Dash. Does Dash know who we're all playing?
Oh yeah, introduce yourselves.
Well, I am playing Im. She is a changeling monk. The way of the shadow. And I just realized that she looks incredibly like Aerith, and that's okay.
It happens.
And that's it, apparently. It's just me in this party.
Oh, okay.
We're
Well,
just vibing.
there was a trail off. I wasn't sure.
It's because I yawned.
Yeah. Tak. This is Agent Onyx. The same as all other Dragon One. Indistinguishable. We the people. That.
Nash, did you send me the art or?
I'm trying, it's not being friendly.
Okay. Thur,
What's up?
you want to introduce thyself?
Oh, so you remember the cult leader that you guys all killed in Villeplanche underneath the city? Persistence has...
The one who was just a spellcaster.
Yes. Persistence has taken her skull and reanimated it as a flame skull to join the swarm of flame skulls that you guys now have, along with Sven. And I am accompanying you in a little lantern to disguise the fact that I am a skull that is on fire. So I'm currently Mr. Silver is the one who carries me around most of the time.
Rack? Rakaelin? Rakaelin? No, Kalen's not here. Well, that's the entirety of the party. There's nobody else.
I'm sort of assuming he's warming up his,
everyone. Yeah.
his speech.
Yep, I got it.
So I could
Couldn't even turn it into a token for me.
I also often forget how to do that.
Sure, I bet you do. Well, go. No, wait. Damn it. There we go. There you go, Nash. Got that, and then it sucks. Yeah, there's literally no one else except for Cell. I guess Cell needs to introduce himself. Or are we saved? Okay, cool. All right, so you guys are in front of the fort. It's coming up upon evening. The lanterns are lit, and you're outside of it on the steps leading up.
Who'd we lose?
Rack.
I guess that should have been expected at this point. So who is Nash? He's one of the Elf Ranger people, right?
Yep, name's Tiz.
Name's Tiz.
Name's Tiz.
Name's Tiz. Yuki. Are we gonna see if Sal's in here?
How are you disguised, Tiz, if you're an elf and you're in Alvarez?
A hat.
Okay.
I would hope there would be more involved than just a hat.
Well, it's a knitted cap, so you can't see my ears.
Just be like Galadriel, who's like, oh, hide hair or hide ear behind hair.
Exactly. He does have long hair too.
Don't feel like
Amusing.
that's quite how
Sorry.
that worked.
My friend was involved in a farming incident as a child, which left him hideously scarred.
Mostly out of up ahead, so I can't really show people. Makes them nauseous. Okay,
Well,
realistically, I'm proficient with the disguise kit, so I used that, Lev.
okay. Roll
That's-
roll that check.
What is that? Sleight of hand?
If you're proficient with it, either
No.
dexterity or charisma.
Oh. I'm proficient in stealth. So there you go, Dex.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
The knitted cap is seamless. All right, but yeah, you guys are in front of the fort. Your tokens have free movement. Yeah. Do what you feel you need to do. There's a door in front of you that's open.
Where are
when
we
you have
again?
your token selected, you can move with the arrow keys.
Where are we again?
And Wazd, I think, yeah. We are in the city. We are at one of the forts where we know that there is supposed to be a party planned. As you fly off the side of the map, it looks like. Okay, good. So you can only go off the map and back on. You can't go through the walls into the buildings, it looks like.
I tried, yep.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, cannot go through the wall.
I'm trying to look through, and I cannot remember, though I have a vague recollection. Did we tell the vampire lady about coming here to inspect it as well, and we were going to be expected? Does anyone remember that?
I don't remember that happening.
I do not believe you necessarily did, but you did say that you were inspecting the festivities, so it's not like you said you were only doing something.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Tiz just
I
got
was
here.
trying to. It has been a while, so I was trying to remember.
And wow. Yeah.
Tiz just got here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
We
we
can.
can.
Hi, I'm Tiz.
Gosh, finally.
All right. Well, with all of us here and ready to go in, the last look around, comrades. We are all set and prepared with our apparent deception that we are agents of the Empress. No big outbursts from our wayward nautical friend. No, it seems not today. Well, up we go.
I don't see anything now.
There's someone in there.
There's not one to load.
Oh, and then okay, that was weird.
Okay, so what's going on right now?
Oh,
What's happening?
Apparently we're going inside.
We're going into the castle, right?
To the fort.
The fort. Yeah.
With the military, right?
yes.
Okay.
I believe this is because this isn't the map that you gave for like Castle Cartier. So this is the southern fort. Thur, I forget which one that is.
I believe the southern fort is Castle Cartier. There's like an east and a west fort.
Yeah. Well, no. There's like the ones on the. Oh, I'm
There's
in the thing.
There's like the River Island forts. There's
Yeah, the River Island. It's the southern River Island fort.
okay.
Whatever that is.
I have to remember which one that is. It's been so
I
long.
tried to look it up, and we're currently on the Montauban map and not on the Bateau map. So
Okay. Did I make macros for you guys to go to?
not for the Bateau map.
Oh, I think I did. Did I? Yeah, everybody should have the macro to go to Bateau.
Nope.
Uh,
All I have is default, Empire, Montauban, World, and Meyer.
huh. Like a movie to Bateau. So we've got Fort Duchart
There we go.
and Carmu. So it'd be Carmu is the one that we're on.
Yeah, Carmu. You guys are at Fort Carmu.
French is such a weird language.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering.
Oui, monsieur.
So Onyx, as you sort of walk into this entryway sort of thing, there are two guards stationed in front of the door, sort of blocking it, and it's like, "Alt, what's your business?"
I am here on behalf of a surveillance. He is going to gesture for the others to follow him up. Because apparently only one of them does.
As soon as everyone remembers how to walk.
I
don't
keep
know what's
hitting
happening.
the edge, but
Whoa.
it's not moving.
I
It
feel
actually
like
did move a little.
it's too bad that you live on Mars. I mean, if you lived on Earth, I think your internet connection would be better.
It's the dumbest thing. I don't know why.
You're just gonna have to
So
send us
it was
telegrams
it was
of your communication.
perfectly fine up until 9 o'clock, and then it
Hey.
decided to go, nah.
Yeah.
I heard all
Well,
of
you're
this
fine
worked.
now.
I did hear that whole sentence. That was pretty cool.
What was
Yeah.
that, Nash?
Lost connection to
Huh?
the server.
What was that, Nash?
What about what?
You said something in response to Rack. So
Oh, I was just saying we could all hear him.
uh,
But
yeah.
then
So the
everyone else
rest of the
forgot.
group walks in. It was like, all right. Well, still need to know what you're doing here.
Yes, we're here as part of a surveillance, dealing with matters well above your pay grade. I would ask that you kindly step aside so we may begin our efforts examining this location.
Sir, I'm going to
He
need your name, rank, and identification, please.
he is going to be holding out the psychic paper.
I will say you haven't given him a name or anything to prompt what the thing should say. Do you still want to give that to them?
Well, within that, I'm trying to remember what he had called himself before.
You can whatever you say. I'm going to say is whatever you used at the previous place as well, unless it's
All
like
right, all right.
Ronald McDonald or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think Onyx would be going with Ronald McDonald.
This is old McDonald here.
Does the Empress have? So with the others that I'm trying to go through this. Last time, Cell told them that we were here on behalf of their Lord and Savior, and then they just assumed that it was the Empress, and the paper thing made it seem like that was the case. Does she have like a secret police working on her behalf?
I mean, probably.
I mean, that's what Elijah was working for, basically.
What would that organization's name be?
Nash, what was the name of the organization you were working for?
Which one?
That Elijah was working for.
Oh,
Like the equivalent of the FBI/CIA or FSB or something like that.
I'm trying to remember what they were actually called.
I don't think that we ever, at least I didn't come up with a name for them. I don't remember if you gave me
What?
a name.
I don't think we did. I think we just, left it at they're the assassins.
They're the intelligence services, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
so-
like the Chinese special service. You don't really know that they exist. They don't have a fancy little acronym.
It's.
That doesn't make this easier on me.
I'm remembering Rooster Teeth did a thing where it was like a murder mystery and all the characters were from a different secret agency. It was like the CIA, MI6, like all that stuff, and then
KGB. Yep.
yeah, and then Australia was whatever Australia has.
Exactly.
Presumably they have something.
It's
Um,
yeah,
I mean, I guess they probably fall under MI6, don't they?
probably yeah, like Five
Not-
Eyes, but it was.
I mean, it's all under Five Eyes, but they'd have their own organization since MI6 is. I mean, they kind of
This-
separated themselves.
This is my first time hearing about Five Eyes. What is that? I assume it's some sort of like international.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
This is my first
intelligence
time hearing
pact
that Australia
between
separated themselves.
Yeah.
what is it? U.S., Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and I don't know who the fifth one is.
I think it's randomly Germany.
Probably Germany. It's either Germany or France would be what I would guess.
I think it was because that was the thing a couple years ago. There was the big thing where they realized that the German citizenry became very unhappy when they found out that their internal spy agency was like, no, we're not spying on our own citizens. We're letting the Americans spy on you because it's not illegal for us to let them do that and then give us the intel. And everyone's like, what? What?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, instead of that,
It would be like established by like a decree, so they could be like, you know how like some intelligence agencies are known just by the section of law that they're uh, established by. So like there's like section 13 or something. Like it references the section of the legal code that establishes the agency.
Right.
So it could be
I would
like a
assume that Alvarez has some sort of organization whose only purpose is observing the loyalty of their regular military forces.
I have an inquisition.
Yeah.
yeah.
Should we just call it the Inquisition and make it real easy on us?
I think the Inquisition is probably the simplest solution. Yeah.
Either Inquisition or something like the Empress's
We're
Eyes or something.
we are here in the name of the
That means
God
my official title
Empress's
will be
Holy
Inquisitor.
Ordos.
The God Empress's Holy Inquisition. That seems straightforward enough.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that I do get the title Inquisitor is pretty nice.
I mean,
I
you're
think-
not that high up.
I was going to say, I don't think we're that high. But anyway.
You're a member of one of the assassin temples. You're not an
You would-
inquisitor. You're not even an
you-
interrogator.
You defected.
God
You
damn it.
defected because they wouldn't promote you to Inquisitor.
Yeah. pretty much.
Officially, yes. That's my new title in our
Sure.
army.
He's gonna have the paper ready, but Onyx is gonna lean in and speak to him and say, I understand that you are going to want to check my credentials, and I'm happy to show them to you. But know that I am the eyes of one most holy, and everyone who sees my credentials must go on a list. And if it is ever decided that your eyes should not have seen my credentials after the fact, tomorrow, a week from now, a year from now, you and your family will not be getting a visit very pointedly.
Go ahead and
And
make
I
a
will ask
deception
you
check.
one more time. Do you wish to see this?
Go ahead and make a deception check, because that's not how military checkpoints work. But
I know.
It is sometimes how creepy people go that work though.
He just looks and was like, I have my orders, but I will take that chance. Holds out his hand.
And he is going to show them the paper then, having prefaced he is
Yeah,
leaning
you
into this organization.
your check was good enough where they look down and they see what they need to see to let you in. They hand it back and they're like, right this way, sir. And they both step aside and open the door for you. And then they will say, yes, the Countess is up in her quarters. The commander and the captain, last I heard, they were in the study on the ballroom level.
Thank you.
And you go through, and there's more people in here than are on the actual map.
Right.
But you do see people going around, and there are soldiers standing guard, but there's also a lot of people not in uniform that are bustling around, carrying various, furniture and cleaning things, preparing decorations, and like breaking out the fine china and just preparing for the feast day that is coming in a few days. And it's just taking out the drab, regular, everyday military stuff and replacing it with far more ostentatious stuff that only gets used, the 4 times a year when there is a feast day for the Empress's 4 saints.
Right. Makes sense to me. And now so you're saying it looks pretty much like it's just the people going through the work. We're not seeing anyone clearly in charge of them.
There's like a sergeant, or like not even a sergeant, because this wouldn't be the military personnel per se. This is like whoever's in charge of the duty people. But
Right.
just there's somebody in the room just saying, no, that goes over there. No, what are you doing, you idiot? That is older than you and I are. Just put that in, like, there's somebody directing it, but not, you get the sense, like, someone of rank.
I do not see our most viable target here. We shall move on. Nope.
Nash, I highly recommend that you start walking around as well.
Yep.
This map is fully interactable. If you see stairs, click on them.
I was like, is she supposed to be in here? She was not.
Is who's supposed to be in where?
Lady, the lady.
The guards at the front said that the Countess is in her rooms on the guest room floor.
Yeah, and I just walked too far into this room and it glitched, and there she was.
Yeah,
And
well, she's on a
spooky.
different floor. So
This bitch. She's right. Ugh.
I'm so confused by that navigation.
also, just for my records, what is everybody's passive perception?
I think it's 13. Yeah.
Too low.
Okay.
15, but I'm with
You're also in a covered lantern.
I'm in a covered
so,
lantern with silver, so I'm just moving around
Yeah.
so that the recording
Or-
can see things.
4. Your
Where-
passive perception is 4.
14.
Okay.
14.
All right. And Ben, what is
I'm
Silver's?
having a lot of trouble moving anyway because it keeps taking a while to load.
Ames is
15
13.
for Nash. What's Silver's? Because Silver has wisdom, so his might be the highest.
I'm still not sure if Cell is here.
I saw him move earlier, but he hasn't moved. Or
He just
spoken
moved into the
since.
room, so.
He isn't talking.
Oh boy, having everybody move all at once is causing it to glitch out in my view so bad.
Oh yeah, it's glitching out mine too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
If you like, we can group up and move together.
No, just let me know if you see something that's interesting, and then I can focus. And then I'll tell you guys to stop, and I'll focus
Well-
on someone.
Onyx was probably trying to keep people at least somewhat together as they went through the group as an entourage. I think we were just
Remember-
exploring this
Yeah.
as players.
And you guys will eventually do a full sweep of the thing. So, because part of this is also getting a lay of the land so you can plan your assassinations. So that's why just go around playing stuff. But when you reach a 17, okay. So Silver, as you get into the main room, you see that there are actually the outlines of what you suspect are secret doors behind the curtains in the main sort of like room that you're in. The secret rooms are here and here. In fact, I can probably just open them so you can see. There you go. Otherwise, it is really hard to track everybody. So as you guys see something that you think is interesting, let me know, and everybody else will need to pause, and then I will go and I will find the person and I will describe whatever they see. The people, the NPCs who have like the orange and yellow around the token are just generic people of whatever their token indicates. The ones with a red outline are more important NPCs. Let me know if you see any of them, and I will initiate whatever that cutscene is.
Hey, love.
Yeah.
What are these things?
Okay, everybody please stop. You are on the 4th floor. You are... Oh, those are toilets, mate.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You found the garden floors bathroom.
Good to know.
Hey, they looked weird. Okay, I was wondering if they were chests.
In a way, yeah.
The worst sort of way.
Tiz is gonna use the bathroom before he continues the search.
Okay.
Just figured, why not? I'm here.
Exactly. Like, yeah, well, when you find yourself in a bathroom. Ooh, cool. I found a whole ass garden.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna have
I can't see
Wow.
through the tree.
You cannot. The tree is very thick.
At least one guy there.
There are guards that are like, I assume you're progressing as a group, and as long as you're with a group, none of the guards are going to say anything. So.
Yes, Onyx was
Oh, I rolled a 26.
intending on keeping people.
If you're stealthing, that's a different story. And you rolled a 26. Yeah, you can just go through. You're fine.
Ooh, wait, found a chest.
You are. That is not the gardens. That is the floor above the gardens with a little magic circle on it. Yep.
What's in the
That
chests?
that chest is locked.
Okay. Are all of them locked?
I only see one chest in that room.
Is it just one chest? I see like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those are bookshelves. There's a chest on your left, and the others are bookshelves.
Okay. Like, are you sure you're seeing me right? Like in a room with staircases.
Yeah, you're in a room with. Okay, wait a second. You're in a room. You were in a room that had like 3 staircases. Then you went up there, and you were in a room with a chest on the left, a glowy green orb at the bottom, and a white chalk circle on the ground. Correct?
No.
You are in a. Are you in a room with a? What? Describe the room.
I see 4 chests all around me.
4 more toilets.
Anytime you say something, it like pulls me.
Yeah. Anytime you
Oh.
type something, Cell, it pulls everybody else towards you.
I see 4 chests surrounding me. Nope, I did not see that room until where you just put me there.
Okay. It
And
was
then it
on a
disappeared
different one.
again.
All right. Are you still in a room with all the 4 chests?
So please stop. Yes.
Well,
I saw
that's
the
not.
room with the glowy orb for about 2 seconds, and then I think you let go.
What
Now
about
I
now?
see it again. Yep, I see the room with the glowy orb.
All right. So those are set differently. You are on the. The rooms all have modular rooms, and I thought that it was set to something, but apparently you are seeing the opposite of what I see. So yeah, that one chest, all the other the books on the shelves are all, as you look at them, various arcane wizardry books that you don't necessarily have enough arcane training to understand. But there is a chest, and it is locked.
I do have some arcane knowledge, just not very much.
Uh,
I'm a rogue. Not
so
rogue.
Cell, you are down in the basement.
ranger.
There is a guard that will question you if you go down by yourself.
I also did roll to lockpick that chest.
You unlock the chest. Make a con save, please.
Terrible. I forgot that I needed to check for traps. Didn't expect that.
I think he was hoping that would be the case.
You take 42 poison damage.
Well, we're gonna have to find him and get him alive again, unless he just instant dies.
I'm a boss. Does the chest come unlocked?
Yeah, it comes unlocked.
Cool, what's in it?
Uh,
I'm gonna check for traps, obviously, but yeah, what's in it?
Well, let us see. In this chest are a few vials of blood that look like they are still fresh. Like they slosh around, they're not coagulated or separated or anything like that. There are also a few pouches of some sort of fine silvery powder as you open them.
Okay, so of course, if I found no traps, I'm just going to go ahead and
Can I ask?
pocket
So
all
he
that.
took a bunch of poison damage. What was the nature of the trap? Was it just a gas
He
locket or
no,
poison?
it was a dart.
Oh, okay.
Pull that dart out of myself and pocket it. Is there any poison left on it?
No, not on a 7. It went. There's not even enough of it left to get out of you unless you had like tweezers and dug it out of your skin.
Okay.
It went deep.
And you are still conscious. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
verifying.
definitely.
You are poisoned though, so yeah, it's like 6 vials of blood and then 2 bags of a silvery powder.
And I'm gonna go ahead and cure wounds.
Okay. All right, so we'll pause for a second. Cell, you see a secret room. Do you just go into the secret room? Do you try to like stealth and make it like sneak into it?
This is a secret room.
I told you that you saw.
I just walked into the kitchen.
Oh no!
And
Oh,
it was
sorry.
there.
Sorry. I thought you went down a different thing. Yeah, this is just the kitchen. Yeah, this is the kitchen cellar. So there is a guard down there, and it's like, excuse me, do you need anything?
Hello, fine chap. I'm doing an investigation ahead of the party.
Ah, yes. No, the food stores are down here. We've been keeping a close eye to make sure that no saboteurs are able to poison it. If you're here to do an inspection on them, then I can assign you an escort. We need to make sure that nothing untoward happens to these food supplies, given the recent siege.
A good idea. But I have a question for you. Have you seen anything suspicious?
Do a deception check.
What's deception? I'm asking him a question. What am I trying to
No.
deceive?
No, sir. We haven't seen anything untowards. Thankfully,
You know,
it's been
I'm gonna spend a point of luck on that.
okay.
Because I want to know. And I got like 3 of these. I don't know when they reset. So that's +5. Right?
His answer does change slightly. +5, 16. Oh yeah, it's like, no, sir. Thankfully, nothing untoward has happened. The Empress's will is being carried out as instructed.
Good to know, my boy. I forgot my accent. Can you find it for
You
me?
got it. That's as good as it was. And it's like, yeah, and I won't move the token, but he'll follow you around if you want to check all the stores and stuff. And he's just making sure that, he's got a job to make sure that nobody puts any poison or spoils the food and whatnot.
Anything down this well? I've noticed a suspicious thing with the sewers in Matsuban.
Oh, no, nothing untoward has happened. It's good, clean drinking water. We're close to the river, so even if this did spoil, we wouldn't necessarily have an issue as long as the city's walls held, but it's there if we need it.
I mean, it was probably clean in the past. My boy, may I ask you, do you know about the many twists and turns in the darker places of our world?
Yes, no, I am aware, but this does not connect to a sewer system. This is a well that goes straight down to the water table, sir. There's nothing
But
untoward about
what
it.
do you believe lies in the water table?
Water, sir.
So one may think. Keep up your guard, and don't trust the table of
Very
water.
good, sir.
You, my sir, how's the door?
Doors sufficiently guarded, sir. Nobody has gone in or out as per the Empress's orders.
Good, good, good. My boy, what's in this barrel that says rum?
I believe it's rum, sir.
I knock on it.
As sound that you're familiar with the sound. It's a barrel full of rum.
Not empty. Good. I sniff the air. I'm looking for something. I kneel on the ground. I crawl on all fours, and I like run my finger along a stone, and I taste it.
Are you well, sir?
I stand up, and it's like, good. Nothing to suspect for now. And we're gonna
Glad
leave.
to hear that,
I
sir.
got nothing to do down here.
Good day,
someone
sir.
else can do something.
Okay. Who else has found anything that has piqued their interest?
I found something else.
Picked?
Okay.
Peeked?
Peaked? Piked? I don't know. Gods, where are you, Nash? Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, you are in the garden floor. You're in sort of like a makeshift armory. It's got a few weapons and stuff.
Anything really impressive, or everything's real mundane?
Do a investigation. Yeah, investigation check. You do find that some of the drawers, there's one drawer that has like, it's locked, but it's not nearly as locked as the others, and you're able to just, pick it pretty easily. It's what you
Yep.
do. You open it, and it does look like it is a drawer for fancier items. Like it's the drawer itself is lined in, crushed velvet and such, but the slots for them are empty, and it looks like it should contain 2 swords, but they are currently missing.
That's annoying. I'm gonna let everyone know though. While I walk around and look for someone with 2 swords.
Yes, sir. Bong, bong. This blacksmith working in his forge.
He has no 2 swords. I leave.
Anyone else?
So, here's my question.
Mhm.
How does one even... Oh, I think I have just discovered it.
I'd like to direct Doug, my imp, to turn into an invisible spider and
Okay.
go and see if he can go through that door that the second Alvarez stormtrooper was guarding.
Okay.
And see what's
Go
in there.
ahead. Go ahead and move your token there. It won't actually be you, but I want you to have vision for it. So
Am I
move your
made?
token.
Am I made aware, Doug?
So have Doug do a stealth check. The DC is pretty low because he's a spider.
Morin,
Yeah.
do you let me know about it?
Yeah, I'll whisper it to you. I'm gonna
All right,
send Doug
I
in.
shall. What is it? It's not. I shall give it the blessing of the trickster for advantage on stealth checks for 1 hour.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Helps
it's
a little
important.
bit.
Okay. Yeah. This guard is not looking for spiders. So this door isn't actually open, but I will open it so that you can go through.
Okay, and there's nobody in this coffin.
There is a stone sarcophagus, and inside is a wooden coffin that is sealed.
That is sealed.
Yes. Sealed tight. Doug cannot get in.
What do I got for spells here?
Fascinating. Is
What
there?
you see, my boy?
Let's see. It appears to be a sarcophagus with a sealed coffin inside it. Doug isn't able to get in. Um, let's see. I'm gonna have him look around and see if there's any identifying marks anywhere on it, or
I
a
think I may have a
convenient
way
label.
inside, but we need to not be seen. Let's see here.
So, but
Let's see here. When I was in the basement, could I judge? Oh, you need to get me out of here. Could
I
I
see you in
judge
the
where that
basement.
room is?
Yeah, kind of. Why? Like
So if I could get above it or below it or beside it, or I have meld through stone.
do
So I
a
could, well, I guess I could meld into the stone. In a sense, could I like go through the rock and pop into the room?
uh do a do a would this be perception or survival for like relative placement? I feel like survival needs more love. Feel like this seems like a survival thing. Thur?
Yeah, I think you could rule it either way.
Okay, let's do a survival thing to see if you can gauge the relative, like count your steps in between where that room was compared to where you would be on the top floor. Oh yeah, you're able to like look around and just meld through and.
I
Give me a
believe you
second.
also
Well,
get like
I would
blind
like to.
sight or something while you're in the stone. So
Well, let
like,
me link what milestone does. It does. It's not really walk through the rock, but I can go into it.
Yeah, but you can also come out the other side of it, and it's
Yeah,
like
but
solid rock.
well, this would be a ritual. So it'd take me like,
A
what is
rich
it,
you
a
would
minute
not
or?
be able to you would not be able to get away with this for 10 minutes.
Well,
There are
what I want
people
to
that are.
know is I want to know like where I would be so that I could like do it, and if I could find a spot, I can cast it as a spell slot.
Yeah,
What else would I
you
do?
can find a spot that's above where this locked room is. Yes. You are fairly confident that you can find a spot directly above it,
it
and
does
there
say
is
that
a
you leave
stone
this.
floor in between you and it.
It does say that you leave the stone where you entered it
Oh, does it?
specifically.
Oh well, now
I
you're
know
fucked.
that's why I wanted to find like a small piece of like stone and like see if I could just use the spell for more than this weird use. So I
I'll
could
say
like get in the
while
room.
in it, you can like, no, that doesn't, because
Let's
it's not
see.
pass through stone, isn't it? Isn't that like a
No.
completely
Is there
different
even a
spell?
spell that's
It's
like that?
basically it's like a tiny hut, but
Yeah.
flavored differently. Um, let's see. It says you step into a stone at the point you can touch. Uh, it has to be large enough to fully contain your body. While merged with the stone, you can't see what occurs outside of it, and you can only hear with disadvantage. Um, you remain aware of the passage of time and can cast spells on yourself while merged in the stone. You can use your movement to leave the stone where you entered it, which ends the spell. You otherwise can't move.
Yeah. So you can. Yeah. So you can't like. What was your plan?
Well, I just wanted to see what you're willing to do with the spell. If I could just drop into the room, but yeah.
I think that's like a pass through stone. I think that's a different kind of spell.
Oh.
Let's see. Can I have?
Sounds like it's a no.
Yeah, it's a no.
I guess it would be Doug make a investigation
Yeah,
check
sure.
to try and figure out if there's anything more to be. Yeah.
There is a relief on the stone around the sarcophagus, and it's depictions of various figures, but Doug doesn't really have enough context to know what it means. But this is a very detailed and carved sarcophagus.
Okay, but he does have he could um, relay to somebody like he's seen it well enough that I could relay it to somebody else who might know better.
He could describe it, but it's also like he doesn't have enough context to describe it well enough for somebody else to like, here's people, here's a group of people, they're walking this way, they're doing this. Like that's like try to describe a tapestry to somebody and like a high schooler describe a tapestry to a historian, the historian's still like I don't know what battle that is. Like, they don't know whether it's, a tapestry or a hieroglyph or whatnot. Like Doug can see that there's all this different stuff on it, and it's definitely some sort of events or stories depicted, but he has no additional context for it.
Okay. I'm gonna have him basically like hang out in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
Let's see. So he's just have him watch what goes on, and then I'll come back to consult with him later. Oh wait, no, I can speak, I can telepathically communicate with him at any distance because of my invocation. So yeah, so I'll just leave him there and have him watch this room because it feels like something important might happen here.
All right. Has anybody else found anything interesting in the interim?
I'm unsure.
Yes, again.
Okay. All right. What are we looking at?
Go to the unsure first.
Okay.
Kuzka?
What are you
What was
unsure
that? No, like I don't think I've found anything particular. So go ahead.
Cool. I'd like to investigate this chest.
about? Is the chest still there? No. Do you see northeast? Oh wait, that's just northeast tower. Okay, so that one is there. That one you open it and it's just got a bunch of like bullets and gunpowder and stuff. Like it is a storage chest for the garrisons and whatnot.
What floor are we on?
You are on the battlements, which are floor 6, I believe.
Oh wow, how did I get way up here?
You
If I
just
look
kept
out,
going
Or
up.
5. Yeah.
I guess if I look out the window, is there like patrols and people outside?
Floor 5, yeah. Yeah, there's patrols on the battlements around you. They're not necessarily on this map because this map is a bit more limited than I would imagine, but there's like it's an active military fort. There are you're passing personnel that are going, around this room. The one where you found the like magical tower, there didn't seem to be any patrols in that room. But the rest of them, yeah, there's guards and servants going around getting the room prepped.
Okay. I would like to find my way back down. Hopefully,
Well,
I
good
just
luck.
go up.
Yeah, you just went up. All right. Has anyone Has anybody seen any red characters?
I don't think I have. That's why I've been like, I don't know if I'm looking wrong or because the ones in the kind of the gold and red are just the generic people.
Yes.
I have found Cell.
I'll use not important.
Speak for yourself, mystery voice.
And this is back around to here. Okay. And he knows that secret rooms exist, but we do not.
I mean, unless he told you where the secret stairs are, yeah. I actually opened them because he would probably, if Cell wasn't Cell, he would tell you where they are, so I opened them.
Why
But they
haven't
are.
I back up with anybody? There's nobody to tell.
I know, but they are also things that you would need to do a stealth check.
We have to do our group huddle after we're done running around the building.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, originally Onyx wasn't even planning on us splitting up, and then everyone split up.
Narratively, you would be going about this relatively in a group.
That's the hope. Because even this big room, I see no red characters. Nash is the one who's been everywhere.
You do see a door to the top left of you.
Yes, but none in this main area.
None in that main area, no.
Yeah. I can wait to see what's going on with Tiz.
I found red people. Tiz has found the reds.
So Tiz, as the group, because the group is all together for this. So as the group is walking
Yes.
in, you see two people in officers' uniforms, one Navy, one Army, that are just like arguing with each other. That as you enter the room, they sort of continue for a few seconds, and look over and like stop as they see you. And it's like, yes, what can we do for you?
And where is he?
I don't.
Big room. Go
you-
straight north.
Over there. I just opened the
And then
door
take a
for you.
left.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Yep.
They're sizzling bacon in the bathroom.
Oh my. Doesn't sound healthy at all. Yeah, there's two officers are sort of looking at you as you walk in the room.
Why did I see people and they instantly disappeared?
I presume the two of you to be some of the command staff in this fort.
Yes. This is the one in the army uniform. I am Commander Bonnet, Bonnet, not Bonnet, Bonnet, and this is Captain Landry. They sort of both nod their head. So what can we do for you? What are you? Why are you here?
Onyx he's in front of him, but it seems as though he is giving both of them the least amount of attention as he is more examining the room around them, which I take to be a study of some sort.
Yeah, it's like an officer's quarters. Yeah.
Yeah. I am here as part of a surveillance ahead of the festivities which are to be expected. I take it that everything has been going as well as can be expected in these trying times.
And Captain Landry is like, Of course, sir. We will have everything prepared. It'll be a wondrous feast, just like many others that we have held. It'll be a grand occasion. Everyone will celebrate, and Bonnet sort of like scoffs at that a bit. It's like,
You would disagree with this assessment, Bonet?
oh no, the captain, he is far too sure of himself. He believes that this siege is nothing to be worried about, but I am the one who has to handle the rations for the various troops. He merely has to deal with his own ships that are pre-supplied for a journey that they were not able to go on. He does not have as nearly as many mouths to feed. Landry is like, you worry too much, Bonnet. Do not threat the, or do not bother the Empress's eyes with such trivialities. The siege, it'll be broken immediately after the feast. There's nothing to worry about.
Am I to understand then you have extra provisions on your ship?
And we are more than happy to share. That is why I'm here to discuss this with Bonnet. We are more than happy to share what military rations we have, although I am not sure if you would necessarily like them at a grand soiree. But if he and his men are picking at crumbs so much, then we'd be more than happy to share our rations with them.
I would not presume to take actions that would diminish her Royal Navy's ability to stretch her influence across the seas.
Oh, it will not. It will not be a problem for long. It's just a temporary inconvenience, and I assure you it will not affect this feast. You have my word. The Navy is more than ready to deal with this despicable blockade.
That is good to hear you still have such confidence, Captain.
But of course.
Commander, what provisions have you prepared? For a festivity such as this, I hope you are not merely resorting to hardtack and pemmican.
No, 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 no. It is we do not have as grand as we are used to, but it will not be, military fare for the officers and such. There shall be, he lifts off, a bunch of more, not nearly as hoity-toity things, but still like, good things like, hams and soups and all that stuff.
Right.
It's like we will have this all prepared, but I worry that the amount of food is what I am concerned about. Is Captain, are you sure that your men will be able to break this siege? Why are you even waiting until after the feast? Can you not do it now? Landry is like, yes, I've told you before, Bonnet. We must wait to make sure that the last damnable ship is not waiting in lurk to reinforce them, and we shall hit them and break the siege immediately. And then you can have all the supplies and food you want. There will be no more blockade.
What is your plan? Simply to strike out at the enemy blockade and destroy it in whole? To pierce through it and run it and return later?
They are pirate ships and some measly lizards, and they have already sent one of their grander vessels away. They have less men than they did when we were planning to break through them previously. They are like sitting ducks. We only have to enjoy this feast, raise the troops' morale, and then we shall break them so quickly afterwards. This is nothing. They call this a blockade. I have had worse blockades after a stool movement.
Noted. And Commander, what is being done to ensure security, even though we want to make sure as many of the Empress's finest can enjoy these storied and wonderful occasions?
Well, we will, of course, be rotating troops on and off duty. The ones who will be on duty during the festivities will not be allowed to drink or partake, but we will have a smaller occasion for them afterwards. It is the standard protocol. You know this.
I do, though I am wondering if you are taking in any extra precautions considering these times. What of those who are left? Are you going with the idea that our best should be left out where they are most assured of their loyalty, and we bring those a bit less tempered in for the grand show, or are we rewarding our finest first and foremost and leaving the conscripts on the edges?
Well, as you should speak with Countess Cartier of this, she is around here somewhere. But she has instructed me to treat this feast the same as we would any other that we have. We are not to mind ourselves too much with the rabble outside of our walls. They shall be dealt with in due time. Nothing should postpone the Empress's festivities.
And you have a list of those officers you expect to be here on the night?
List per se, I have the duty rosters and ranks. Well, not as we did not make any specific allocations for this.
No.
And he just looks over and like, hey, what is this? What is this? What is this? I'll make a deception check for this whole thing, because now you're starting to ask weirder questions. Like, they were definitely informed that you were here, so they're not like,
Yes.
who the hell are you? But
I mean, he's just asking general questions about everything that's going on.
and he's just like, yes, this is a standard duty roster. It is of no concern. If you have any questions, you can file it. You can file that with the clerk in the downstairs office. Like, he just brushes you off for that. Like, not worth my time.
Understandable that you are short-tempered, as it were, considering your situation.
There's no situation to be considered. You worry yourself. Do not bother the Empress's ears with such trivialities.
What I am worried about is of only concern to me and those whose eyes I bear.
Then I suggest you take it up with Countess Cartier wherever she may be.
Very well. I will see you again at the festivities, if not beforehand, Commander.
Au revoir.
And then he's going to back off after that.
Yep.
Now, I'm assuming that where the imp was is where that stormtrooper was?
Downstairs? In the
Is that
basement?
where? He's in the basement. Why can't I go through this thing?
Depends on what thing you're trying to go through.
The threshold right now.
It's not a threshold. Oh, the door is locked. Can you go through now?
Nope. I just
that's
came
not
out of there and now I can't go back in there. I'm so confused. If I come up over here and go down, I can come out to this way. Wait, do those things not connect?
This door over here is pretty locked too.
Which door over where?
The one I'm next to.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one's pretty locked.
Hmm.
Yeah, see, there we go. So half the time I can walk up those steps and then be in this grand area, and then the other half the time can't.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I didn't make the map, all right?
I know.
I just
I know.
imported it.
I'm aware. I'm not. And then sometimes I get stuck on the card table. It's very interesting. Okay, so the room this stormtrooper here is looking after is
Firmly
not the
planted
room.
in front. He is firmly planted in front of his door and just sort of watches you guys as you all walk by and just
Yeah.
nods and stays where he is.
Yeah. Onyx walks by. He doesn't really.
I will note that is the only room that you guys pass that has a guard posted outside.
But that's what I thought. I thought you put your spider in a room.
That was in the basement. So there's one guard that's posted there, and then there's this guy here. All the other rooms are either unguarded or just locked.
Got it. And the chest that poisoned Nash was on the roof?
Basically, it's on the 5th floor.
Ash, was there anything else in that room?
Shiny orb, weird book.
Weird books. Like none that necessarily caught your full attention, but like arcane books.
I think Tiz, if he's able to, is gonna like stay just right next to Onyx, just right over his
Yeah.
shoulder, until it's safe to leave and go find a place to rest and heal up.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
You
at the
guys aren't going to
moment,
be here for enough
yeah.
for a short rest, so I wouldn't
Yeah. No.
wouldn't bother about that.
No.
Okay. So we're unaware of the secret chambers. We know that there's something going on in the basement, and we know there's a single guard posted in front of the one door, which is where we can assume the Countess is.
Oh, my boy, my comrade. Behind those curtains, there's a secret door, and I'm going to give him the advantage on stealth instead of them. Go check
There
him
are
out.
there are two different secret rooms or secret doors. You pull the curtains aside; they both lead to stairs. The one that is in the north wall of that main center room on the first floor, the stairs go down. The one that is on the east wall in the same room behind a different curtain go up.
Which stairs go down?
Those.
Oh, okay.
The ones in the north side of the of that
I
room.
want to be stealthy about it, but I guess these guys in the entryway don't care.
You will need to do a stealth roll to go through the curtain door.
Well, that's why I gave him advantage.
All right. Well, Onyx is going to try to head downstairs.
All right, stealth roll to see if you are noticed.
That wasn't a laugh. I could cause a distraction.
Yeah, you're able to
Chit-chat
slip
with these
through without the
guys.
people doing the rooms noticing.
Actually, I will cause a small distraction in here, and I'll just chit chat with these dudes in here.
Yeah. You go through. It is a cellar. It is dark, much like the other one. There are two doors in front of you. One bit is like the sort of locked sail, like sturdy locked door, and the other of it is a just more regular one.
Is there a distinction between the two?
Yeah, I'm just gonna open the one that's just a regular door. It's the other one has like a heavy padlock and like a bar, like a wooden bar over it. It is firmly secured.
Got it.
You look through the other one, and you do see a guard sort of standing on that side. He does not notice as you peek through the door, but it is a stormtrooper with his sword just like standing at the ready, leaning against the wall, just watching and waiting.
I'm assuming that it looks a bit like jail cells.
The other, as you peek through, yes, it does look like a room with various jail cells.
Okay. He's going to back off from that. He doesn't need to engage with him just yet. All right. Interesting. Then Onyx is going to head back upstairs. Do I need to do a stealth roll to come out from behind?
That one will still roll for going in and out. You will need to roll a separate one for the other room.
Okay. All right. Comrade, perhaps you can give a slight interior decorating push on the other side of the room in the moment.
Decorating.
A distraction. I'm saying perhaps you could distract them for a moment.
Oh, I'm already having a talk with them. They're already distracted. You already have advantage.
Yeah, and you already have advantage, so you're not going to get better than advantage.
Fair.
I can guidance your ass. I'll do that for you quick.
I think I'm good with the 23.
Yep.
Well, you can use the guidance for later in the next minute. Have fun.
So you peek out up there, and you see a room that is disheveled and covered in blood. And you see another woman that looks identical to the Lady Cartier that you saw at the Noble House, but she is covered in blood and holding a dead man gripped in her claws with her mouth just sunk into his bleeding, bloody neck.
He's going to head back downstairs.
Okay.
He's going to step off of it because I can't click on the thing to go back downstairs.
You don't want to watch?
I'm assuming she's just feeding on him. That's what it appears like from a quick glance.
Nope.
Yeah. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, like it cut out for a second. I was like, wait, what was that noise?
Yep, she's got some dude dead.
All right.
I'm so lost.
This place is hardly going to be as easy.
What are you trying to find, Nash, that you are lost about?
Them. I'm good.
Oh, it is a huge map.
Extremely.
I do like it. It's like all the different doors and stairs and all the stuff. It's fun. All right, so you have found the 3 people of interest. You have scouted the location. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do while you were here?
Yes. I need to find the roof, but actually, I think I kind of know how to get there. Go from there to here, into here, and it worked this time.
I think Piz has found the roof at some point.
Yes.
Yes, multiple times.
And now from the garden, there's still another way up.
Yep.
Yes. This is the one. This is the chest where he got shocked.
Yes.
Okay. So on the battlement. Oh, that is a threat. Okay. Some of these things are hard to distinguish between a wall and a threshold. And that gunner just vanished, and then he's back. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was happening the whole time I was up there.
You just passed the stairs that go up, so.
Yes, I'm fully going around this. Okay, so then this section of the battlement isn't connected to the garden?
It's overlooking.
Oh, I see it. Yes, it's above it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, like any good fortress, that this whole area is well away from local structures. It's across the river, isn't it?
It's on. Yeah, it's on like an isolated island. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is no easy to access rope crossing area of any kind up here.
No.
All right. And then, what have we learned of the basement?
Also, go back to that room you were just in. The step into that bottom corner, bottom right. Does that move you?
Towers.
There you go.
Interesting. So this one lets you choose a floor. Huh. That's new, but you can't even see it on this section. That's weird.
Like a ladder. Climb up,
Yeah.
up and down. Yeah.
It's also creepy that as soon as I step into what I'm assuming is the bathroom, I immediately hear a water drip behind me, and I'm just like, meh.
There's sounds. Oh, there's so many sounds.
There are many sounds.
Let's see. Who hasn't? Vagabond, did you find anything interesting?
She might be asleep.
She might be asleep.
It has been a while since we heard from her.
I fear we've lost her.
I think she died. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the main thing is Onyx would like to assemble everyone somewhere mildly discreet to confer and discuss plans, because this place, unlike the other, has not proven to have any super easy to identify weak points, but Silver found some sort of access in the basement, I remember hearing. Well, I, as a player, remember hearing. Onyx might not.
If you sort of say it's like, oh, we need to meet to convene, they would bring you to one of the rooms and then just give you guys a room to have to yourselves to discuss, like post a guard outside the door.
Which room? What heads into the basement?
It's in the kitchen,
Ah,
which is on the first floor.
yeah. I'm trying to build up a map of this place in my head, and it is tricky. That's the well, and he was making sure no one was going else into any of the other places. It's stores, but otherwise unable to identify a weak point there as well. Okay.
All right, so yeah, you guys convene in a room and sort of like, given some amount of privacy.
Yes. Onyx would maintain his perfect common, of course, for now, as no one knows who might be listening, at least easily. Um, it seems as though this structure has no easy way to sneak someone or something in here. They clearly have thought long and hard about their security, which does make sense for a fort, but it makes it an interesting target nonetheless. Has anyone identified some way we could be missing an infiltration point?
Well, why infiltrate at all?
I'm
Why
not
not?
saying we necessarily need to. I'm just
I mean,
wondering what we have to work with.
but just leave me here. I'll hide, and then I'll use the gunpowder in the chest up on the top to just blow the whole building up. Target's handled.
We'll note it is not like cannon gunpowder; it is musket gunpowder.
Yeah, but if I find enough chests of it,
There were not. There was like one.
if we get me more gunpowder,
This is what I'm talking about. I cannot imagine that this place is really looking to suddenly hoard vast quantities of powder for an arsenal they do not possess. There is also the matter of the Countess upstairs, who is feeding on someone and seems to be quite hungry indeed. I have a list of all our spy gadgets somewhere, but actually, no, wait. I don't even need my list. You gave us a list of all of our spy gadgets somewhere.
did.
Q's goods.
Yes.
oh, I do have another idea.
Yes.
Well, see,
Also,
I can just make a rope go from the ground up.
yeah.
But that's only if we discover something we really need to be infiltrating into here. I'm uncertain.
Also, does anybody want to read what the items are for Nash? So Nash is aware of what you guys are packing.
Nash can read.
I can read.
There is
During-
the card of expectation.
I'm looking through it actively.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. Wasn't sure.
I appreciate you respecting my inability to read, though. That's very nice of you.
Well, you might not have been able to find the items tab, so.
It wasn't
You would
easy.
not be the only person struggling to find the items tab in the past. It was most insidiously hidden right on the page full of tabs.
Says the guy who it's the same icon as the SWOTOR game as the
I-
Star Wars.
I know. Like now I know where it is, but the very first time I was just like, where the hell?
Yeah.
But yes. Our main goal here is to kill as many officers as possible, correct?
As many or as impactful, it's you were sent in to do as much damage or gather as much information as possible. There might be some information that is more important than killing targets. It's you didn't really have clearly defined objectives. You were just go in and do something.
That's fair.
We could just feed someone a fireball.
Well, we were trying to figure out plans for that with the other party we were at. So the other party we were at has a bunch of nobles, and we have made a pact of sorts with the guy hosting the creatures from the abyss, and are basically planning on getting them to do a big old suicide orgy explosion thing on the day of the festivities.
Oh, that's convenient.
I know from that one, Onyx was curious about the smuggler's path that led outside because he was hoping to smuggle gunpowder in specifically for that, as you were talking about with this place.
That one does have, and literally he complained that the cultists complained that they couldn't use the secret passage anymore because there was an army sieging camped right outside the entrance.
Right, but lo and behold, Onyx has an inn with that sieging army right outside the other exit.
Yes.
But in the long term, it's probably better that we don't immediately reveal that. I know that in the plan for the future for that place, what he would like to do is find a way to blow up the manor, but ensure that that end of the tunnel is hidden so that diggers can come in afterwards to reestablish it and give them an inn with under the city wall. I don't know exactly. We'd have to go about preparing that in a different session, though. For this place, I suppose the last thing left is to talk to the Countess directly. So this is the Countess's twin sister.
From what you have been able to surmise, yes. They have mentioned that the first one mentioned that her and her sister are there, and this is one that looks exactly the same. So yeah.
And what was her name again?
You did not catch this one's name. The other one's name was Lady Agatha Cartier.
Agatha Cartier. Okay.
So the people that you have seen,
And
are
downstairs, the imp found a perfectly sealed sarcophagus.
a stone sarcophagus with a sealed wooden coffin.
Wait. Inside the stone is a wooden coffin.
Yes.
Wooden. Okay. Cophagus. A cophagus.
Yep. So yeah, you saw the other Lady Cartier. You did not get her name, and nobody gave it to you.
Right.
And you also saw Commander Bonnet, who is the commander of the garrison for this fort,
And
which
then
includes
one of the
quite a few
captains.
units,
Yep.
and then one of the captains of one of the ships in the harbor, presumably the person who is like acting admiral, since this place is currently blockaded. Yeah.
The Commodore.
Yeah, it probably, except, circumstances.
Well, in the old navies, if there was a group of captains, but they were supposed to be working together and one had nominal control, they would just call him the Commodore, even if he didn't actually have the rank.
Yeah, they don't have that tradition here.
Fair enough. So the thing is, do we check out the sarcophagus? Do we check out the prisoners? Or do we check out the lady first?
What is this instant E. coli? Is it like a liquid? What is this?
It's liquid, yeah.
Does it have multiple uses?
Did I put number of uses? I'm gonna say it has 3 uses.
Don't know how I'm gonna get a guy in armor to touch it.
You give him a drink.
He's a
I mean,
vampire.
you give him a drink with that in it. You don't just
He's a
here, drink
vampire.
this.
Do we have blood?
Well, it says immortal, doesn't it? Any mortal.
Yeah, but aren't these guys weird? I forget.
I said mortal to distinguish between humans and vampires.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the vampires would expel, but it would probably be also highly unpleasant for all involved.
I will also say you do have, because I think Tiz swiped all the contents of the chest. You do have like 8 vials of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Convenient.
Who is our group's arcanist? Person who has any kind of spell casting knowledge? Wouldn't that
Me.
be Thur?
Maybe Thur. Maybe me.
Or Bozo, or
No, probably
or
Bozo.
Mr. Silver.
Bozo? That would be Rack,
Yeah, it would be Rack.
who is not here.
Well, I mean, he's here in spirit.
I feel like I'm missing something all this stuff because the main thing is Onyx would then, after hearing about the dart chest and the room, it implies that it has significance to it, and he would like to inspect that area more closely. But Onyx knows nothing about these sorts of things.
Cell, you made an exclamation?
So distilled sunlight is only like a one-time use, right?
Yeah.
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 That's
I
it.
don't
We
know.
were
We want to
trying
use
to
that for
figure out.
something else.
Remote cockatrice. We could drop that, like, tape that to the underside of the dining table where we know they're going to be feasting, and just activate that from outside.
No, I'm thinking about the guard in the basement.
You want to get him out of there?
Well, I'd like to get into the sarcophagus room, yeah.
Well, we can certainly inspect that.
How big is the mimic skin jacket? Pretty big.
Any of you can wear it, but only one person can wear it.
So
At
you'd
a
have to go down there like wearing the thing, and then you'd have to like slap the guy on the ass, and you'd look like a stormtrooper.
There's other stormtroopers in the building.
Well, I mean, most of them have been in the basement. I don't.
There's one on the second floor who's guarding a room. That's the one that I assume.
That's the room
lady
the
is in?
Countess is in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here, man.
I just need to be clear, I have no set plans for how you guys are doing this. I have no checklist of like once they find everything they're done. It's
Yeah.
just whenever you guys are confident and you're good, let me know. If that means that you missed some things, that's just how it goes. So this is fully player led at this point.
I understand that.
Well, I guess we do have pretty big authority. We could just go in the room, maybe.
Well, we could go downstairs and
I guess we'd have to find out something about it, though. For cover.
not that he's walking up to it, but which of these doors has it behind it, Lev? If I'm in the basement, I see 3 doors from here.
If you're in the basement,
Oh, actually, these aren't doors; they're just archways, aren't they?
Yeah.
That is the one that has the sarcophagus.
And
the
the door is not actually open for you. That was
Right.
just to facilitate the spider. Yeah.
We have like 3 guarded rooms by vampire guards here. Right?
The one in the basement, the one with the lady, and the one in the secret room that has the prisoners.
A
How-
lady.
How much time do we have? Because like we've got the imp in the one room. If we
You've
wanna
got the
just-
whole night.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I was just thinking about. Well, we've got a couple of options. We can leave the imp in that room and see if anything interesting happens in there. We can try and extract the imp and have him check out the other rooms stealthily, and then potentially have him set up in one of the other rooms if we think something interesting might happen there later. So I guess what do you guys think would be the best?
The sarcophagus isn't going anywhere. I
that you
believe
know of.
we should have a direct conversation with the Countess Cartier in this castle, which will probably reveal more about that room. And the last one, some sort of prison cell. So can you not withdraw the imp normally?
I can. He's just got to stealth his way back out again. Is all. He's stealthing his way back out as an invisible spider, but yeah. So it's a fairly
Which is
safe.
the DC is pretty low.
Yeah.
Like, mainly because I don't want to come up with a reason how somebody saw an invisible spider.
I mean, you don't have to make me roll if you don't think it's possible.
Yeah, but if you roll a 1, the guard is still on the lookout for stuff, and they might like, if they see like a little predator shimmer or something going across, like,
Yeah.
they might. It's really just don't roll a 1.
Yeah. Because we've got the thing that has stuck out to me was the fact that the one guard said that everything was going according to the Empress's plan. And I don't know if he meant just like in general, like the fact that the Empress is, in charge of the whole empire, and it's just like a generic platitude, or if that was specifically there actually are other direct agents of the Empress here who have their own schemes that are going on.
That's what we have to establish, I would imagine.
Yeah, that is the big question that I would like the answer to.
Well, Onyx is willing to go. He'd probably tell the skull. What's her name again?
Morin.
Morin. He's going to have a chat with the guard, and that'll be a good moment for him to get the imp out of there, and then they can explore the prisoner area and get more info there, and do with that what info, or glean what info from that they can.
Okay. You want to strike up that conversation, and I'll roll the stealth.
Yes.
Did I still that
No,
It-
he switched it.
Hmm?
He
switched
gave
it over to my
he
character.
gave it, but you
Okay.
already get advantage, so it doesn't really do anything
Okay.
for you. Like, you're
Yeah.
invisible and a
Yeah.
spider.
I didn't roll a 1, and I'm invisible and a spider. So, or
Yeah.
my familiar is invisible and a spider. So.
Yeah. It's just I can't say that there is no chance of failure when there is specifically a guard guarding a door, but you have stacked the deck as far as it's going to go. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so he's out of there. So he's gonna make his way over to the prisoner area.
okay. So as you're doing that though, what conversation are you striking up with this guy who's guarding the door? Like, are you actually? You don't need to distract them. The spider is fine on its own.
Yes, but he's just gonna, So, has there been any movement regarding your current charge?
Make a deception check. Of nothing To report, to change to the Empress, it is as everything is well here. There's no need for concern. If there is, then I will report it through the official channels directly.
Understandable. I was merely curious considering the stories I've heard of some of the smells.
I would encourage you to not be curious, good sir.
One who gets a job as the eyes is always going to have a level of curiosity about them. How else does one achieve such a position?
Sort of looks at you and is like, the Empress's eyes have seen this room. There's no need for you to check as well. We are following her instructions to the letter.
I did not say that I was here to check the room with my eyes. I was asking if you had been privy to any untoward smells.
No.
That is all I wished to know. Thank you.
Good day.
He's going to back off and relay that information, which seems to imply that the Empress is directly involved in something going on here.
Alright. And then third, your skull token can just be your spider for as far as movement goes.
Okay. I need to figure out where this room is.
To
It
your
is-
left.
Yep.
Down. No. Not that far to the left.
I don't know how you keep track
into
of
the
us on
main
all the
center room.
levels.
And then up. So that one right above you. So if you make
This
a
one?
U-turn for the that one. Oh man, it's it ain't great. I'll tell you that, Cusco.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Especially since every time you guys move, every token becomes visible.
Oh God, that has got to be annoying.
You see that door. There are two locked jail cells and one that is open.
Okay, and there appear to be two.
And
like,
they've got small enough cracks for do one more stealth check. I'm unlocking and opening them because you're a spider and there are cracks. Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So there appear to be two like human.
They
prisoners.
are manacled. They are chained to the walls. They look like they have been beaten and bruised. The empty room does have do an investigation, just in general.
Okay, that's gonna be just a straight d20. Nope.
There's blood like in the other room, as there's
Hmm.
blood on the others, and just things reek of blood and piss and feces.
Okay. Let's see. Well, Morin and Doug are probably not clever enough to come up with this on their own, but I can put two and two together. So I'm gonna guess that this is where that other guy that was getting ate was being held.
Yeah.
Do the two that are chained up have any kind of like insignia or other identifying marks about them?
Do a perception check. They're in uniforms. They have a patch. You do not have any knowledge of Alvarez heraldry or insignia to tell what it means. But they do have a patch there. And they each look like they have a slightly different variation on the patch. So they're not from the same unit. But that's all that you can glean.
Okay. I wonder if these guys are like survivors of one of the previous battles that we've had. And now they're being punished
And
for their failure.
I feel like Alvarez has a million reasons to be doing things like this,
Uh-huh.
so it is hard
There's
to
a
say.
lot of different reasons why they could.
Yeah, she might have just been hungry and she liked how they looked.
That's possible. This is behind a secret door, right? That's what I
Yes.
was going through.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
There's another locked door the hallway across from that room.
Okay. Is there a crack that Spider Doug
Yeah.
could go
Oh,
through?
yeah.
Okay, Spider Doug is going to check out the other room then. Ooh.
No. There is another man in a fancier looking uniform with another slightly different yet similar patch that is also chained up, beaten a bit more. He looks like he's just barely holding on there.
Hmm. Is he conscious?
No.
No. Okay. Um. Well, I mean, Doug can demorph whenever he wants and remorph whenever he wants.
He can
So
also just talk as a spider. So
sure. Um. But he's unconscious. You said, right?
yes.
Um. I'm gonna check his pockets.
Okay.
Robbing the man while he's beaten and chained.
I just looking
No,
for more
you no
clues.
shame.
And no, also I don't. I'm literally an evil undead abomination, and before that, I was an evil cultist. So it's
yeah, that's fair.
do I find anything, or is he's got nothing on
Sleight
him?
of hand. Nothing of interest.
Okay. Let's see. And there's no like papers or interrogation notes around.
Not that you can see down here. No.
Hmm. Okay, we're gonna re-spider and re-invisible. Well, I guess we never drop invisibility, but we'll re-spider. And we'll crawl through the cracks here. Is there anything on this desk?
Some like bloody torture implements. Those you are familiar with. So
Yes. Huh. Hmm. What could they possibly be torturing these guys for? So possibilities are they're just doing it for the hell of it because they're evil. That's a thing that could be happening.
That could
Certainly.
absolutely be happening, and it's kind of
Um,
pretty funny.
they could be doing it to punish them for some failure. Um, they could be doing it because it's part of some counterintelligence operation. Um, so how about this? So I saw the unit patches, right?
mhm.
And presumably um, either Onyx or Bozo are at least somewhat familiar with the unit markings of the enemy, uh, or they could confer with Jacques, who would be familiar,
You
or
could
actually, or we could actually confer with Joffrey, who would definitely be familiar.
the issue. You have a twofold issue. Uh, and having somebody who knows the information well enough, like Joffrey, Jacques, like somebody like that, maybe Bozo. Very likely. Everybody else in the group, not really. But then it's also having the imp or Morin describe them in a way
Yeah,
that they
that
can
would
be
be useful.
differentiated.
Yeah. Um, okay. Okay. So we're gonna crawl back into the torture room.
Okay.
Um, and um, is what's is the state of his uniform? Is it? It's. I'm assuming it's in tatters, right?
Pretty fucked up, yeah.
Yeah. Would it be possible for me to just like demorph into an imp, use my claw to like cut off a unit patch, and then carry that back out
Uh,
as a spider?
do another sleight of hand, but this one with advantage. So this is less about searching. This is more about like not making him yelp. Yeah, he's out cold. You're able to sort of tear it off.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna slip that through the cracks, invisibly, and then slip myself through the crack invisibly, as a spider, and then just pick it up and I'll take it back to the group so that we can then hand it off to Joffrey for identification, which will hopefully give us more information about who these guys are.
Okay.
Could we do a potential knowledge check here?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to head back to Joffrey in between going to the next place.
Yes. However, I still think we should probably be talking to the Countess Cartier
Mhm.
before we go.
Is she the one having the snack?
She is the one having the snack.
All right, let's go visit her.
He's snacking.
But before we did that, I was hoping. Okay, so here's the hard part because I think Rack is gone. But
Yep.
I did before we talked with her. I wanted to investigate the magic stuff on the almost rooftop.
Okay.
Does
we just
anyone
use
have
the
access
tab?
to his sheet to do the Arcana check through him that we would have, assuming he was really here?
Yeah, I should be able to do that. Since I believe he's in one of the Westgate campaigns, so I can see all of those character sheets. Let's see. There's Morin. There's Tiz. Norg must be in Westgate too. There's Jacques. So I bet Bozo. Here he is, Bozo. You. Okay, so he has Arcana. He's proficient in Arcana. He does not have Identify or Detect Magic or anything like that. So I'll just do an Arcana check for him, if that's alright, Lev.
Yeah. So this seems like how to describe. So this is basically, Boz would be aware of this. This is an advanced sort of like scrying room. And you realize that the vials of blood are there to use as like a focus for scrying on certain individuals. The silvery powder is a substance that the Kasani produce that just enhances ritual casting spells. You just replace materials in it, and it just makes them more potent and more likely to succeed. It is usually very expensive and takes a lot to do. Yeah, it's there. And it looks like this is basically a way for them to keep tabs on certain people whose blood they have.
Very interesting.
Well, that just begs the question, whose blood do we have?
I know whose blood you need. Good quote. Good movie.
I don't think there's any spell that it identifies whose blood a blood is.
I think
I
you
will
just
say-
have to.
I will say to be even more precise, this is like a. You know how if you do a rune of teleportation like a year in a row, it like makes a permanent one.
Yeah.
This is they basically did that, but for a scrying spell, and that's what the silver dust was used for. So somebody with that blood can come up there and just once a day cast scry for free on whoever's blood they have.
Oh, so basically it's like a off-brand crystal ball.
Kinda, yeah. A 24. Bozo would know that it is something that is specifically designed to cut through like divination stuff as well.
Oh, I know whose blood we have.
We have Rack's blood, do you think?
That seems most likely,
I
considering
didn't
that
even realize that anti-divination was anti-scrying stuff wasn't actually anti-scrying proof.
Well, I mean, there isn't anything in the rules as far as I can tell, or as far as I remember. But that's for players. NPCs can do whatever the hell they want. So presumably these guys decided it was worth the extra mile to do this. Now the question is, how did they have Jacques' blood beforehand? Or if they didn't, where did they get it from? Or do they not have Jacques' blood and I'm just like wildly off base?
I mean, does anyone else scrying?
I most certainly do not.
Scry is a 5th level spell, but you said anybody could do it, right? Could we do it?
Yeah, yeah.
I hand you one of the vials of blood.
Well, Bozo would probably be the one to do it.
Oh yeah, hand Bozo one of the vials of blood.
Do they all look the same?
There's no like markings or discernible
markings,
things on
okay.
them.
They all taste very similarly.
What?
You're not playing Elijah.
You're not playing
That's the
Elijah
problem.
this time. Yeah, if it was
I
Elijah,
know.
I'd just have him
This-
take a sip of each one and see if they taste the same. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So let's do that, assuming nobody's gonna disturb us.
Okay, roll me a d8.
Exciting. Do-do-do.
Okay. You see a cloaked figure walking through what looks like the mustering grounds of an army encampment outside the walls of Bateau. You do not recognize the face. The face looks human, pale, with like sort of blondish hair, but not like a face that you would immediately recognize. In fact, a fairly unrecognizable face, besides being feminine. And they are just strolling through a camp, most of which is sleeping, and they do not look tired.
Okay.
That sounds like a bad thing.
So we've met all of the original party, right? So if it was one of them, we would recognize them.
Yes.
Okay.
The party are except for maybe Elijah, because Elijah's, Elijah.
So hey guys, so you remember how? And Morin is not smart enough. Morin is not smart enough to come up with this. Actually, Bozo will.
You can role play Bozo at the moment. Yeah.
Sure. It's like, let's see.
Oh, Bozo would have met Elijah. Bozo would know. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not somebody that Bozo necessarily
Yeah.
recognizes.
So Bozo, yeah, because Bozo's the one that casts the spell. So Bozo would say something like, "Scrying target location identified, mustering grounds, New Dawn Army, identity unknown. It target appears to be unnoticed in army camp, cloaked figure, blonde hair, pale face. Conclusion: Alvarez spy. spell components provided by Kasani.
Provided by is different. Produced in. You were
Produced by Kasani. Speculation. Target is using similar cloaking technology to Q.
It is also possible that this person has ingratiated themselves with our armies and is believed to be one of us, as they say. An imposter. I find this highly sus.
Just the one
Possibility
guy.
acknowledged. Recommend immediate expunction of possible spy.
But this is one of 8.
Affirmative.
Finding out these identities is of the utmost importance.
Confirmed.
Is it not possible to simply cast one on each of them?
Negative. Magic is only available once per day. Possible plan. Sneak in here every day and cast scrying until all samples are identified.
You would also know you could put your own scry spell into it to gain the benefits of the piercing stuff, but the free thing is just once a day.
Yeah. Well, scrying is like a 5th level spell, so.
But just so you know that it's not like they didn't build a once a day thing, they can still use this more thing.
Right,
but
okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they can, if they had a caster up here, they could conceivably do
Yeah.
all of these if they wanted to.
Though so the Bozo will say, warning. This expenditure of spell charge will be detected. Possibility of cover being exposed, highly probable.
In this very moment, or in general terms?
This unit estimates within the next 48 hours it will be discovered.
Well, here's another question too. Are you leaving the blood and silver in the chest?
That is a good question.
I would think it would behoove us to leave the blood in the chest until we come here on the night of the festivities and retrieve them amidst what will no doubt be the levels of chaos.
Negative. Possibility of detection too high. Extrapolation. If enemy discovers tampering, we'll move samples to a more secure location. This may be our only opportunity to obtain them.
Ah, you're saying they will know that someone has used it.
Bozo would also know that the trap has visibly been sprung.
Yeah.
That changes things rather drastically. If only our elven assistant had not felt so much like taking a sudden acupuncture.
Regardless, this information will be known. There is no benefit to not taking this, the blood samples.
And tuck. Very well. We will have to take it now.
Let's see.
Though I am left feeling as though we are missing a great deal here.
Recommendation. Interrogate Q for source of Kasani artifacts.
I would agree with this. We also need to find out where the other members of the prison came from. So that does leave, as I've mentioned, one last thing. To talk to this countess and determine why she is here and what she seeks to do with this party. However, I as a player feel like maybe I should save that for when 2 of our members are back next week. Because I'm getting the impression that talking with her, we're going to learn a bunch more stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we've got
Those
one
up to you
person who's
guys.
asleep and one person who doesn't have internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead.
They did, Jim.
They're dead.
So I guess we can have the confrontation next week if you want.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I'd prefer that.
I think this is a lot longer of a break than Thur was expecting to get from having the
Ye-
DM. So.
Yes, and I do apologize for my own part. Life is at times unpredictable.
Hey, I was getting close to just starting up another campaign. My itch was getting bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll admit I was having some pretty severe burnout, so I'm appreciating the longer break. So thank you, Lev, for taking
Yeah.
over for a little while, and I'm having fun. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording though.